Well, we're back at Overbury on day 13 of this harvest. This is 2018 harvest, so welcome back to those viewers that have been following our progress. We're making really good progress. The weather has been really great for combining. We are on some Skyfall. It's a lovely looking wheat variety, this. It's a bearded wheat, and we're on the heavier clay soil. So this is an Evesham series clay, and that means it holds a bit more moisture through the season. And these crops this year, they've had a really tricky time. We had a lot of wet, cold weather all the way through to the end of March. We were sort of delayed with fertiliser applications early on, and we've made some quite deep tram lines, which are the lines that the sprayer and the fertiliser spreaders use to put crop protection products onto these fields when we have diseases, and also for applying fertiliser to them. There's some good old tank traps down here. We've got to be a little bit careful when we're turning on the headlands. We actually have to pull a machine through those this year to try and level those out a little bit. But that's a bit of the nature of the season this time round. So we got a new bit of kit installed into the combine this year, which is just up here. You can't really see it very well other than my shadow, but this is called Crop Scan. It's an Australian bit of machinery, which is installed as part of the Agri EPI project that we're involved with as a satellite farm. There's a few of these around in the country at the moment, installed by Clive and his team at Precision Decisions. And this is basically an onboard protein and moisture sampling gadget. So within the field we've got proteins ranging from 13.8, there's an 11.91 there, but there's the tank average, and the field average is in there as well. So this is helping us just look at the quality of some of these wheats, and then that can just help us how we store and then market these crops as well. A bit of a deep wet old patch just along the bottom of this field. This gets really wet, this field. We've put some of it down into pollen and nectar mix in the bottom corner, just to try and take the worst bits out of the field, really, as well as providing a great source of insect food and missed me turning in there. Yeah, putting insect food out somewhere for ground nesting birds to hatch their chicks, and hopefully give them a little bit of cover from predators and things like that. So yeah, here we go. So crop scan's quite interesting. We got a field map on there as well. If I can just get myself out of the way, you're going to see exactly where we are. And we'll be able to download that onto our computer back at the office to overlay some of the variable rate fertiliser maps and that sort of thing that we've been doing through the course of the growing season. So we're sort of using drone technology to have a look at where the crops have got higher amounts of green leaf area or greater biomass. Then we can feed the plants according to that. So in terms of yields, we're just pottering along here. Moisture's lovely, 13.5%. It's probably quite an optimistic, although we have calibrated it over the Weybridge yield. I think these are probably running at about 8 3/4 by the time we've taken the headlands and these sort of wetter patches out of them. So definitely an improvement on where we were on the light land, and you'd hope that this heavy land would be able to stand a little bit more of this dry weather. I think tomorrow we will go through and have a little bit of a look at some of the settings on the combine. We're trying to leave as much stubble as we can to try and reduce the material other than grain through the combine. That enables us to speed up, get this crop gathered. There's thunderstorms forecast over the weekend and a slight change in the weather pattern. So while it's nice and dry like this, we will crack on. We've still got quite a lot to go at, but another 2 weeks of good combining weather, and we will get the job done. Unbelievably, kind of middle of August rather than beginning of September. So fingers crossed the weather stays with us and we can get this job wrapped up.